PT. Oh. I'm just a big, massive PT.
Hey, right, I am.
I was waiting for it.
Getting one, mate. Tell you what's not been one. This transfer window, boys, it's been shit.
Always is. I just don't like fucking. God help Jim White that's got to sit in that studio all day trying to hype up this transfer deadline day as if anyone cares. Like, the only people that care are Liverpool because they might be signing 2 defenders and who are now suddenly the best defenders in the world, apparently. Yeah, it's shit. Like, DeAndre Yedlin's gone from Newcastle to Galatasaray. Right, great.
Cenk Tosun on loan to Besiktas.
I was going to, these Turkish clubs are on fire. They're the ones doing all the business. They've signed Gedson Fernandes as well. Galatasaray.
Do you know what makes me laugh? Right, so Fenerbahce have signed Özil, haven't they? And Besiktas have obviously sat there and thought, right, we need to fucking match this.
Yeah.
Get Tosun on the phone right now.
We need some washed up Premier League players as well.
What?
Unreal.
Washed up?
Not Cenk.
Certainly not Cenk.
Not
what a
Cenk.
lad.
It does make me laugh. These
Goal
two.
scoring
These
record.
two
I bet you will score millions in the Turkish league again, though, won't we?
He'll bang 30 in for them in half a season. What a lad.
It does make me laugh. These 2 centre backs that Liverpool signed from 11th place Preston and bottom of the league Schalke.
The new Sergio Ramos, I've heard today.
His agent, again, Kevin Prince-Boateng, Choupo-Moting, he must be on their fucking books.
Well, if you think about it, Kabak had actually agreed terms to sign for Newcastle before Liverpool swooped in, so that tells you how good he is.
Well, the less said about Newcastle Football Club, the better for me.
Do you know what? Who are they playing this weekend? They're playing someone shit, aren't they? Newcastle.
What? They've just played Everton.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts so much.
They'll lose this weekend. 100%.
Yeah,
there you go. They'll lose 3-0.
Yeah, of course
They'll lose 3-0.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, Callum Wilson will just be dog. Absolute drivel performance from him.
That is one game.
Corner a bit though, don't they, Newcastle? Like the loss the other day before the Everton game,
Leeds.
They weren't that bad, and then they've got a result against Everton. Are they sort of going through some sort of?
Steve Bruce has brought in a coach, hasn't he?
So this is Amigad, yeah. And apparently he's from Gateshead, and he's a proper Geordie boy himself.
Yeah. So
apparently he's just some sort of revelation, and now he's turned Newcastle's fortune around.
No, I'm not having that. No, a coach doesn't come in and turn a team around like that. Everton was shit. Newcastle were great. He had nothing to do with it.
Do you want to know what though? You all remember the Steve Bruce quote after that awful performance a couple of weeks ago? It's been since then. Let me find it.
Is this when he stopped letting the fucking press ask questions in his press conference?
Here we go.
Is this the one where he was just like, the fucking shite, the lot of him? That is pretty much.
Yeah. We've got it. So he said, "Oh, fuck off. I don't care about cookies." Right.
Is that what he said?
Is that what he said?
That sounds like not enough gravy to be Steve Bruce. Can't be him.
Right.
Fuck off, press. I don't care about your cookies.
Steve, what are you thinking about Callum Wilson's form at the moment? Do you think he'll start banging the goals in again? Fuck off! I don't care about cookies.
So he goes, this is what he said. "The gloves are off now and we will do it my way," said Bruce as he continued to face a barrage of criticism on Tyneside. "We were absolutely frigging hopeless the other night. We were absolutely shite."
That's how the Frank Sinatra song went, wasn't it? They did it my way. We're getting shanked.
We were absolutely shite.
That is unreal, that. We were shite.
They've been awful for ages. But that is a massive result against Everton. What the fuck happened, mate? What happened?
Oh. You know what, mate? I'd like to say that I have the answers, but first half, it seems like we set out passing it about well. Yeah, I know that, Wilson had a couple of chances first half that he probably should have scored. The one where Pickford tipped it onto the crossbar. That for me was the warning. That was where the defence needed to something needed to twig in their head where they were going, right, we've had a let-off there. Pickford's pulled off a good save and we can't allow that to happen again. And, it's like they didn't pick up off that first warning. It's like, oh, yeah, they know he's got pace. And one thing that Everton have always struggled with is pace with the defence. We've not got fast defenders. We weren't playing Ben Godfrey, who's like the only fast defender we've got. I just don't think the second half they came out with the right mentality. There was no team spirit there. There was nothing that Ancelotti would have been looking at and thinking, we deserve to win that. Because we didn't. Second half, we were atrocious. And once again, we got caught on the break, which, it happened against you as well when we played Man United. When we're always pushing forward for a goal, when we go 1 down, or in your case, 2-1 down, it's like we can't defend on counter-attacks. So, yeah, once again, we've conceded another goal from these daft, pressing too high, attacking mentality.
I mean, it doesn't help when Jordan Pickford doesn't actually move his feet and dive for a shot. He dives standing still. I don't get it.
Arms are small enough as they are. He needs to do everything he can to help himself get to things. So move. Doesn't make sense.
You know what, right? I've had enough with Jordan Pickford now. Like, there's only so many times I can bite my lip and say, oh, well, England number 1, and he didn't get there just by these performances. He's obviously got some class. There's no way that you get to be England's number 1 by being shit, but he is on a level with like Kepa now. Do you know what I mean? Like top class goalkeepers that have had one good season or half a good season somewhere. Like he was in a Sunderland team that got relegated. What does that say?
Wasn't Jordan Henderson in that team?
You know what? Go on, Dale.
Was he? Yeah, I was going to say, was he just before that Newcastle game? Was the? I'm sure I read some. It was whispers he could be dropped for that game. After that game, now is now the time for him to say, look, you might need to sit out now for a few games. Let his Olsen.
What was it? Not the original Newcastle game where he dropped Pickford but assured that he'd be back the next game anyway. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes, because he's a Sunderland fan and he's seen a sports psychologist at the moment because he's trying to not be as excitable as he is. And the rumour is that he was dropped for the original Newcastle game because there was even more emotion involved in it because he just hates Newcastle that much. Well, if you hate Newcastle, you didn't do a good job of fucking showing it the other day, mate.
No, I mean, I think there's only so much you can take as an Evertonian when you've got like your goalkeeper's not instilling any confidence in your back 4 or back 3 or whatever formation is. If I was Yerry Mina or like Michael Keane, any of them really, I would not feel comfortable having him between the sticks. Whereas with Olsen, I know we've got him on loan, but make it a permanent deal and stick him in as number 1 and teach Pickford that you can't drop the bollock consistently and expect to have a place in the next week's lineup. Like, it just doesn't work like that, especially in the Premier League. If you make a mistake, you've got to learn that there's repercussions.
Yeah.
If we make a mistake in our jobs, how long is it till we lose those jobs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think he needs to learn.
Even if you don't get Olsen permanently, like there's going to be a plethora of keepers going about in the summer.
Yeah.
Romero, Darlow, one of Darlow or Dubravka. One of them two will be going because there's no way that one of those two will be happy sitting on the bench.
Yeah. Well, what's happening with that AC Milan keeper? That
Donnarumma, yeah, he's still not signed a contract yet.
No, like, why would he not be somebody that we're looking at? I mean, we've got an Italian manager there, world-class manager who's dragged in the likes of James Rodriguez. Allen, for example, like, he's a class midfielder. Like, if he's bringing in these big names, then why is he not looking at him? Like, that lad, from what I've seen, which is very little, admittedly, but I've seen about 5 or 6 games of his, and he looks decent for his age. So he's only going to get better because goalkeepers peak late, don't they? So
yeah. You have to do something about this. Not Henderson, Pickford thing. I just forgot his name then. I was like, who am I talking about?
Jordan.
Sometimes like, I have moments like that and I just think, all the kickboxing's catching up here. It's happening. this is the moment. It's kicking in.
Concussive substitution, please.
Pickford, the thing about Pickford is as well, when it happens with Kepa, it's funny because Kepa's Spanish and it doesn't affect anyone else but Chelsea fans and Spain fans. Pickford's English, and it's not funny now because it's starting to fucking affect the rest of us. Like, because Gareth Southgate is 100% going to stick with him, and he's going to be like, well, for dropping him, I'm going to destroy his confidence.
And that's what scares me.
What confidence? He's not doing anything.
It shouldn't be about, I don't want to destroy his confidence. Like, I'm more asked about us winning a fucking tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm sure he'll be all right with all the money he's getting paid. Like, because us as fans, I want to see us lift a trophy as a national team. Like, not protect Jordan Pickford's confidence. I'd rather see Carl Darlow in the England goal than Jordan Pickford. If anything, he's pushed him out of the things. It's got to be Pope, Henderson, and Darlow, the best 3 English goalkeepers at the moment.
Yeah. Do you not think anybody
I'd put Darlow over Henderson? Sorry, I would, because Henderson's not playing at the moment.
Right, yeah.
Hendo's not playing at the moment.
Do you not think people were thinking the same thing about Joe Hart when he got ousted out as England keeper? Like, he was going through a bad spell. What happened? He got dropped at England. Did he ever make it back? No, because he didn't bring his performance back up to scratch.
Yeah.
So, do the same to Pickford. His performances aren't there. Drop him. Bring in somebody who's playing well consistently. Bring confidence to the back line. And then if Pickford starts playing the blinder for Everton all the time, consistently, and has 12 months of playing world-class football, then he's in contention again, isn't he? He's in the mix. But as long as he's making mistakes, then there's no way that he's my England number one. Absolutely no chance. He's not my Everton number one either, more importantly.
Well, someone said the other day, if Olsen had started against Newcastle, you'd have won that game.
If Olsen had played against Leicester, we'd have won 1-0.
Leicester, yeah.
If Olsen had played against Newcastle, I doubt it would have been 2-0. If the defence had done a better job with Callum Wilson, then we might have got a better result. But still, they're not getting the ball up to Calvert-Lewin enough either. We're talking about one of the best strikers in the Premier League at the moment, and he must have touched the ball. It's always that constant, play it up to him, he takes it down and waits to lay it off to somebody. He's a prolific striker. Get him in attacking positions, firing shots at the goal. That's where I want him. Not laying it off to the likes of Richarlison, who scored 2 goals all season. Now, obviously, I'm a massive advocate for Richarlison. I think he's a great player, one of the best we've got. But he's not prolific enough for me. But Calvert-Lewin is. That's where the goals are coming from. That's where we got all our victories from.
Well, link it in with transfers. Apparently, Josh King is pretty much done and dusted for you, mate. He's heading to Everton, which I think... If you've got Richarlison on the left, I think Josh King's the answer on the right. Or he could be. If he gets any sort of form back like he's had in his last couple of full seasons for Bournemouth in the Premier League. It's a good sign. For $5 million, it's a good sign in that.
Oh, for $5 million, it's a steal.
Yeah. The big one for me, for Everton, is Alan. You need to get Alan back. Because that counter-attack especially, he's perfect for that. He would have stamped that out straight away. Because he's not got offensive mindedness in his brain whatsoever. He's sitting in front of the defence, and I'm going to literally fucking mop up anything that comes back. That's it.
Yeah. Whereas Doucouré is box to box, isn't he? He's going forward and coming back. Whereas, like you said, Alan, he just stays back, and that's what we're missing.
James just never comes back.
I mean, he's obviously a world class player, and that left foot of his is a wand to behold, but. He's not helping defensively at all, is he?
He's a luxury player. Like you know what you get with James. You know that if you play him, you need to work extra hard to defend because you're not getting anything from him there.
No,
that's not his job. That's not his job there. His job is to create. But even still, not a lot of creation at the moment because, like I said, Calvert-Lewin's just been completely isolated.
Yeah, he had that start in the first 5-6 games where he was outstanding and. I think he had a couple of sort of so-so games, and then he got injured, didn't he, for a while.
Yeah.
Whether he's just sort of getting his fitness back again. I mean, I don't know how many games he's played since he's come back from his injury, but
about 3, I think.
But yeah, he might just be slowly working his way back. But yeah, I mean, like I say, going forward, he's quality, but it's the other end of the game. He's really. Does not help the team, does he? But...
He's still one of the best signings of the season.
Oh yeah,
free transfer. The impact he's had, still easily the best signing of the season.
I don't think there's I don't think there's anything wrong with Calvert-Lewin staying up top and doing this stuff where he holds the ball up, because he does it so well. I've not seen many players that do it better, especially strikers. But, you know, for somebody who's scored 11 league goals this year, probably about 14 in all competitions or something like that, like I just want to see him playing off the back foot of the last defender, somebody slipping a ball behind the last man and him running onto it. He's got the pace. He's an athlete. Yeah. You know what I mean? And as soon as he gets that and he's one-on-one with a keeper, I would, 9 times out of 10, put money on him scoring.
Yeah.
And it's just not happening enough for me. I think he had 2 shots in the game against Newcastle. First one came in the 60th minute. Like, that's what's happening in the first half. Do you know what I mean? That's one half of play where he's completely isolated out of the game. That's not helpful for the team when it's just all striker. It's just not good enough.
He's not evolved. And the frustrating thing is he's having to drop deep into positions or go out wide into positions where he's not useful. He's just not useful. He's not that sort of player.
He needs to be in between the lines of the 18-yard box.
That's it.
The problem is all of our attacking moves nowadays come from set pieces. Like, if we get a corner, you're looking at your Michael Keane or your Yerry Mina to get the head on it.
Yeah.
No, I don't want it to just be relying on set pieces. I want to see quality balls played behind the back line for a Richarlison or a Calvert-Lewin to run onto. But it's just not enough from Everton at the moment. And we're not going to finish top 6 if we play like we did against Newcastle. No way. Absolutely not.
No. Well, you've got a certain game coming up very soon to bounce back on.
Well, I mean, me and Collins discussed this on the Yellow Card podcast yesterday, and I predicted 1-1, and I think that was a generous prediction for Everton Football Club, given that Newcastle result. Obviously, I wouldn't easily back against my team, I think, but my heart's telling me 1-1. My head's telling me something different.
My mind's telling me no.
But my body's telling me Bruno.
I'm very excited for that game, boys. Can we announce here that we're doing the live watch along?
Oh yeah, boy.
Yes, boy.
4 Manx teaming up against 1 Toffee. That's what we're going to rename ourselves.
Yeah, the thumbnail will be that picture. We're all thinking it. It will be that picture.
Yeah. And we got a special guest for that one, but we will keep that a secret until the actual day.
That's going to be excellent. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking forward to it until we played Arsenal.
Oh, don't.
We've got...
Go on, Dale. Go on. Explain that don't.
Give us a couple of adjectives to describe Man United right now.
That game was fucking dribble, wasn't it? Honestly. It just lacked everything. From a United point of view, it lacked everything. There was no energy, no intensity. There was like no end product. It was like we gave Arsenal sort of too much respect. It's bizarre. It was bizarre. I mean, it's one of them. It's like I know we've not been in this sort of position for a while, but you could tell.
Yeah.
With the performance, it was shaky. It was especially with that result midweek against Sheffield United. That game turned into a kind of like a must-win in a way, and you could tell it was just generally a very poor performance, and one that we've thrown in a number of times this season, but we've ended up getting a result here and there out of it. But it's the last 2 games especially have been very poor from a team that 3 or 4 weeks ago was title contenders. It's not really what you want to be seeing from a team that's supposed to be, meant to be up there sort of challenging come the end of the season. But we go again.
It's shite, innit?
We go again. But
Lee, you were going to talk then, but I suspect you're just going to answer the question that I'm going to direct towards you, which is, are we being Spursy? Is it the pressure? Are we bottling it? Is that what it is?
Spursy.
I don't think so, because I think that every team that's in the top 6 or going for the top 6, top 8, whatever, has had this kind of moment in the season. So City have had theirs, but luckily for them, it came very early on, and everyone's still having theirs now. Liverpool lost to West Brom. Lost to Burnley at home not so long ago, and everyone's talking about how finished they are. But now they're a second.
And Aston Villa 7-3.
Yeah,
7-2. Get it right.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't be giving them fucking goals that they didn't score, mate.
Yeah, everyone seems to be having that kind of period, and ours was Sheffield United. We went into that game looking really, really sort of complacent, and they punished us for it, and rightly so. But we kind of, what I don't want us to get towards is a team of nearlies, a team of maybes. Like the result against Leicester, we should have won that. The constant comparisons where they were saying that Liverpool were there for the taking when we played them in the league and we drew. Like that again, we should have won that. We had the better chances. Sheffield, we technically did win that game, if it's thanks to the fucking referees, after they have now come out and said that their goal should not have stood and our goal should have stood, which is fucking ridiculous. So then you've got Arsenal. Now, Arsenal, again, were there for the taking, and they were terrible. We made them look good. And Arsenal fans won't enjoy me saying this, but they had nothing in that game. And we kind of just drifted through it. I think Marcus Rashford has got a problem at the moment, and so is Anthony Martial. And I don't know what it is. Martial, I would never...
Sorry, let me just pause you there. Anthony Martial doesn't have a problem. Anthony Martial is a problem.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't know what... I would never accuse Marcus Rashford of having a wrong attitude, because I don't think he does. I think he may be tired or lethargic, or he's being played out of position. I don't know. Whereas Martial definitely looks like it's an attitude problem. The amount of times he gives the ball away but then doesn't chase back. And I actually feel sorry mostly for Bruno Fernandes, because he seems to be the only one that does the running and the only one that's closing players down, and he's shouting across to his teammates. He's looking at Rashford, he's looking at Cavani, he's looking at Martial, saying, run, close that defender down, close this defender down. And he's running around like headless chicken.
And he's the only one that gets the shit as well. He's the only one that the media and the fans on Twitter, they're the one that close in. If United have a bad game, no one's talking about how shit Martial is. No one's talking about that Cavani open goal miss. Everyone's like, oh, Bruno didn't turn up again.
Well, people are saying it about Pogba as well, but I'm sorry, I'm not hearing a peep about Pogba at the moment, because Pogba has been outstanding.
Pogba's been brilliant. Yeah,
he's been outstanding. And you know what's really improved with Pogba? His work rate. He tracks back for everything. There's been a good few goals in the past month and a bit where it's been a direct result. Our attack has been a direct result of him tracking back, winning the ball back, and getting us on our way again.
The equaliser against Liverpool was him winning the ball on the edge of the box.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And he passed it out to Rashford, who passed it over for Greenwood. But it's getting to that point where you kind of we're running out of options. So Cavani misses 2 sitters. Now, fair enough, one of them was behind him.
But again, though, that's Martial. He should have been screaming for that.
Yeah, but it's like in that funny fucking alternative commentary video earlier, it said that Cavani obviously didn't trust Martial to have a go for that chance, so he thought, I'm going to have this myself, even if I am sort of taking it from behind me. But at the same time, that's bad. That is a bad thing. And Cavani, whether he was being a bit selfish or he did look across and think, am I giving him this chance because he'll miss it? I'm better off having a go myself. But then what else? What do we do now? Our options are getting thinner and thinner. Greenwood isn't performing as well as he probably should be either. He was the wrong player to get hooked off actually the other day when Martial came on. But then he looks across. It's like when McTominay went off injured and he's not looking at Van der Beek. He's going.
Well, yeah, he brought on Martial for McTominay and then shifted Pogba deep instead, didn't he?
Yeah.
But then it caused the issue of playing Rashford on the right again. And like you said, I'm not going to accuse Marcus Rashford of having a shit work rate because he probably works harder than most people on that pitch, full stop.
Yeah.
But he's not a right winger.
No.
He's not a right winger. Collins Min, you said it the other day, like fucking, and actually I said it on Top Football. Me and Cotton were just saying it all afternoon. Play Diallo. Like, shout out to them boys.
Yeah.
Like, quality live stream again on Saturday. Let's just play Diallo.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he might be young. Yes, he might be inexperienced. Guess what? So was Rashford when he came through.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? So was Cristiano Ronaldo when he came through. Just try him.
Greenwood.
Greenwood.
Yeah.
Give him 20 minutes. Like, why not?
Diallo has obviously been that good that it has completely and utterly changed our transfer plans this month in terms of players going out. Lingard, I have no doubt, has been allowed to go out on loan as a direct result of Diallo impressive in training.
Yeah.
Mata not having a contract extension offered to him so far as we know, I think is a direct result of Diallo impressing Ollie in training. So give him a fucking opportunity. And Ollie's deflecting it at the moment by saying, you know, if I was going to bring anyone in from that under-23s game, it'd be Hugo. Fucking hell. His form this season. Bring him in as well.
Bring them both in. Why not? Why not?
Bring him in.
We're clearly we're lacking options up front at the moment. Like we've got 4 forwards. One of them is a striker, which is Cavani, and he's 34 years old in 2 weeks. So he obviously doesn't trust him to play every game. Martial and Rashford are left wingers. I don't care what anyone says. None of them are going to play number 9 in their career. They are left wingers.
No.
Greenwood is probably the only other striker we've got, and Ollie does not trust him to play up front because of his supposed lack of heading ability.
Well,
so what?
Yeah,
get him in front of goal, let him practice.
I wouldn't give a shit if we only ever scored headers from corners and he scored every single goal in his entire career with his left. I wouldn't care. That's a silly reason to leave him out. Especially when you need someone up there. Like you said, Cavani can't do it. We've got Southampton tomorrow night. That's going to be a fucking tough game, that is. We'll probably scrape that. Again, it will be saved by a Pogba strike from the edge of the box or like Bruno scoring a last-minute free kick. We'll scrape through it, I think. Everton at the weekend I'm worried about because they're, like, fair enough, they didn't perform very well against Newcastle, but they always step it up against us. And then I don't know who we've got after that, but FA Cup maybe.
We've got a shit
we've got a grim run coming up.
Mm-hmm. We have got a shit run coming up.
And this is where me and you were debating earlier about. Sorry, Chris.
Go on.
Where we were talking about why bookies and pundits are like saying Liverpool are now second favourites. Because you look at how we've played in the last few games and what we've got coming up for the next 3 or 4 games, our season could be derailed by end of February. Like, could be absolutely finished.
It's not that bad.
No, but it's potential banana skins.
We've got Southampton at home tomorrow night and we've got Everton at the weekend. Then we've got West Ham in the FA Cup. Right, play Diallo in that.
Yeah.
Then we've got West Brom away.
Don't like that.
Your dad.
Don't like that.
No. Then it's Newcastle at home. Then it's Sociedad at home. And then it's not scheduled for dates, but Chelsea, City, West Ham, Palace, Brighton.
I love how he was like, no, it's not that bad, that. It's really, really not that bad. Mate, Trump's 4-year reign as president was bad. That is fucking horrendous, that run of games. Absolutely shite it is. I'm expecting like 7 points out of a possible 30.
And a knockout of the Europa League.
Yeah, we're out of the Europa. West Ham beat us 4-0 in the Cup.
Thank God Jesse Lingard's cup tied.
Oh, mate. He'll turn Old Trafford into his dance floor.
Yeah, he would do it for another club, wouldn't he? Because he didn't fucking do it for us the past few years. No. Yeah, it's going to be tough, but I think we'll probably surprise ourselves, actually. We'll get through it quite well, I reckon. But something needs to change something. Like, you've got to just change the formation or change the strikers or... One of the things is a lot of our attacks come down our left-hand side, and then you see Aaron Wan-Bissaka pissing about with it on the right. And you're like, just give it to the fucking Shaw and like Rashford if he's on the left or Martial or whoever.
Wan-Bissaka, man.
Away from that side, because that side obviously doesn't work. We need to sign a new right winger, probably, because Diallo will be good, we hope, but he's not the solution for now, is he? He's going to be the solution for a few years' time. We need a new right winger. We need a striker. We need a centre-back.
He could be the solution now, or he could be absolutely horrendous and he ends up being a Federico Makeda. Like, you don't know, but you've got to throw him in. You got to throw him in and see what it's about.
I'm interested to see how Pelistri gets on loan.
Yeah.
Sent Facundo Pelistri to Diego Alves, and I'm excited to. Not Diego Alves, Deportivo Alaves. Fucking, where have I got Diego from?
Diego Alves.
fucking Brazilian forward.
Are you still hoping that rumour of a top 6 clubs today? You're hoping Costa's coming to United,
mate? Yes.
No.
And mate, I got baited so hard on Twitter the other day because apparently Sergio Ramos has picked Man United as his next destination, and I was like, yes, please, please. Come, King, please.
He hasn't. He's been linked with us since 2005. Like, it's not happening. He's never
bringing
happening.
Wesley Sneijder. He's bringing Diego Godin. Clash and Hunter lads coming, and we're getting the band back together.
No, like, I mean, how many other transfer rumours have been going around for years? Giroud to Everton. Like, it's never happening.
One day.
Lee just got hard on. Boys, can I just throw something in there as well? Do you think that maybe Martial's had his time at United now? Is it time for him to move on to pastures new?
Potentially, yeah.
I'll never forget that time when we were in Spain, when he just signed for us. And we were lying around the pool, and Collins, you'd gone into the toilet, in the particularly echoey toilet. We're just shouting, Anthony Martial!
In your X Factor presenter voice.
As if you were the X Factor announcer.
Anthony Martial! That was the result of a fair few rattlers, that.
Yeah, it was good. Oh, I can't wait to
I tell you, we'll be drinking rattlers. City.
Yeah.
They're going to win the league, aren't they, boys?
Yeah. 9 wins in a month. 9 in a month.
Silently doing the business, aren't they?
And you know what, right? And we were discussing this on Saturday's live stream. Liverpool and their fans cried and cried and cried because of Van Dijk going out. City have had no Aguero and no Jesus all season, and are still top of the table.
And De Bruyne is out.
And De Bruyne has been in and out of the team, and they've had to bring in John Stones. I mean, fair play to John Stones, because what he's done with Diaz is absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, he's been brilliant.
He's got to be one of the first names on England's team sheet.
See, I don't think so, because I don't think I trust him without Diaz.
Well, you could be right, yeah.
Could you imagine Stones and Maguire together?
Please don't do that. Please, do not fucking do that.
Joe Gomez is injured.
He'll end up playing. We know what he's going to do. He's going to play 5 at the back, and it's all going to be right backs.
Yeah.
It's going to be Trent at right wing back. It's going to be Kyle Walker.
Wan-Bissaka.
Maguire will be there because Maguire's always there. And then Kieran Trippier at right wing back.
You know what, boys? You might think I'm daft for saying this. It might be very Everton biased, but I think Ben Godfrey's got to be looking in with a shout at England.
I think
at
him
some
and
point.
Michael Keane as well.
And Michael Keane.
I think Keane's got to be in.
Yeah.
No, I think he's got to be in. Fuck it. Me and Tarkowski. They've been overlooked for way too long now.
Oh, Me's been brilliant this year.
Yeah.
Me's got to be in with a shout.
Luke Shaw has to be in with a shout.
Yeah, Luke Shaw has to be in with a shout as well.
People, opposition fans are like, oh, but you've got Reece James. He's right back in here. Fucking Ben Chilwell.
There's people squirming here.
I love how
Who've we not mentioned?
Mate, we're gonna have a back 5 of me, Tarkowski, Keane, Maguire, and Stones. Fucking hell!
It's coming on. It's coming on. It's coming.
Mate, can you imagine if we can see in a corner? They're gonna be like, "There's no fucking point."
Don't defend it, lads.
Just put it into the centre circle.
I also love that I tried to transition to a City winning the league, and we just diverted it in about 2 seconds. I love that, boys. Well done. Well done, lads.
Well, I was going to bring up, actually, because we were talking about strikers earlier, good English strikers at the moment, because Harry Kane's injured. He obviously won't be out for the Euros, I don't think. He could be. Then who are the strikers for England going to be? Because
did you have TalkSport on today?
Oh, fuck me. I knew this was coming, and you're going to make me explode.
Two fingers, everyone. 2 fingers.
I've not been listening to it today.
I've not got a drink, but...
They had the exact same conversation on TalkSport this morning as I was driving to work.
Honestly, I've not listened to it today. But because I was thinking, like, surely Danny Ings has got a shout.
Yeah.
And surely why would Callum Wilson's name not be in the hat? And why would Patrick Bamford's name?
Oh my God! Just say it, please. Just say his name. Put Josh out of his misery.
Well, Calvert-Lewin's a given.
Is he though? Is he though?
Yeah.
Because it's Southgate. You think we're only going to take about 5 or 6 forwards? He's going to take Kane, Sancho, Sterling, Rashford. There's only 2 more spots there really for forwards.
Do you know, it would be absolutely criminal. So the current 4th highest goal scorer in the league is Patrick Bamford. He's the highest English scoring player.
How has that happened? How has the Premier League allowed that to happen?
I have heard it all today. Like, fucking hell, right. Leeds win one game of football, yeah, and the back, breath of fresh air. Oh my God, they're amazing.
And I'm winning £20 again.
Bamford, fuck off. Bamford, he's got to go to the Euros. Bamford's got to go. Oh yeah. Bamford will score a hat-trick against France, wouldn't he? Fuck off. Having a great season. He's surpassing all expectations. There's no fucking way, unless he scores another 30, you can bring Bamford to the Euros. Agreed. He's not as good as the options we've got. I'm sorry, he's not. He's having a great season, but no.
He fits that system. We don't play that system for England.
Well,
exactly.
Would you have Callum Wilson or Patrick Bamford?
Neither.
But they're both not going to go.
I'd bring another defender.
Yeah. So
Danny's doing anything to get Tarkowski in the team. He's just it's fucking got to happen. It's got to happen.
Bamford or Wilson? Tarkowski. All day. 6 at the back.
Realistically, let's go over the strikers. Kane's going to go. Like, they're going to find some way. It'll be like Rooney in 2000 bleeding whatever when he did his foot in and they put him in a tent.
He slept in that tent.
Yeah, they put him in a tent for 2 weeks. He went, you stay in there, we'll put your extra oxygen in and you come to the fucking Euros and that's it. So it'd be like that. Kane's going, Rashford's going, and then I don't think we really need any more strikers because it's not the system.
Sterling and Sancho are going.
Yeah, but they're forwards, aren't they? Like wide forwards or wingers. That's the system that Southgate plays. So
Grealish has got to go if you're playing wide forwards.
So what about Maddison?
100%.
James Maddison probably won't go.
I think Maddison and Grealish are different. They don't play the same way. Maddison plays a lot deeper than Grealish.
Disappointed, I think, James Maddison, because I don't.
Madison should be going. Madison's bit.
Take both.
In my opinion, Harvey Barnes should be going.
Harvey Barnes,
I completely agreed. Class.
What a player! What a player!
Outstanding. Did any of you catch that Leicester Leeds game?
Yeah, I did. Watch.
Yeah.
Brilliant game of football.
Now,
it's going to kill us all saying this, but Leeds were brilliant.
They were.
Breath of fresh air, they were, mate.
Honestly,
it's funny. Every time I watch any football, and if Nicole's with me, she's seen me watch Leeds against someone a couple of times now, and every time it zooms into Bielsa on the touchline and he's squatting down, she's like, "Why the fuck does he keep doing that? Why can't he just sit in a chair like normal?
Why is he sat on a bucket?"
That's right. Every little time he's got a special bucket.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the
it is strange though, isn't it? Like most managers, if they don't like the dugout, they go higher up to get a better view of the pitch. He stoops lower.
He wants to see it literally from ground level, from the grass.
He'd be lying face down if he could. You see the stuff.
I must say though, lads, you can't take anything from Bamford for that second goal yesterday.
It was class.
World-class finish.
What a sweet left-footed strike that was. Couldn't have hit it any sweeter.
No,
it was class.
It literally just fizzed and dipped at the last minute into the top bins as well. It was class.
Casper made about 3 or 4 unreal saves in the first half as well.
That one we got down low.
Yeah. Like that could have easily been 4 or 5 for Leeds.
He's a great keeper, Casper Schmeichel. Why has he got to be? Why has he got to pledge his
allegiance? He'd be really good for Everton.
Yeah. I was going to say, why has he got to pledge his allegiance to Denmark? Just come on, mate. You're English.
That's like Haaland. That's just like Haaland, isn't it?
Don't.
Born in Leeds.
Could you imagine? Oh my God! If Haaland, we wouldn't even be having this debate. We're just like, right, we're going to bring Haaland, and Haaland,
Kane,
and maybe Kane. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring Kane on the bus. Stick him in the tent. No, we wouldn't be having this chat if Haaland had, nominated himself for England striker. We wouldn't be having this chat, would we? It'd have been easy.
How many players you get to pick? 23 is the squad.
Yeah.
fucking hell, there's a lot more than 23 good English players at the minute.
They bring like another 5 for banter, don't they? So they bring them to the summer camp. There's like 28 of them, and it's like X Factor. Sit in front of all the fucking judges, and they're just like, "You've not made it. I'm sorry."
Poor Theo Walcott, eh?
Hey.
Poor Theo. He got taken, didn't get played. Unlucky.
We're probably looking at the best. We're probably looking at the best group of English players we've had for a long time. It's going to be hard to make that 23-man squad.
And do you know what annoys me? It's fucking Gareth Southgate that's making that.
Yeah.
I'll never like Gareth Southgate. Unless he wins the World Cup, I will never like Gareth Southgate as the England manager. And I can't help but say it, but he's just not proven himself for me.
No,
even when he took us to the, third, fourth place playoff, like, it's still an embarrassment because we should have done better. We played nobody.
Because we lost that game.
We were winning in the semi-final.
Yeah.
We were winning the game. We were on course to be in a World Cup final.
Here in Trippier, man.
That's it. We played a decent team.
Yeah.
And we lost.
Yeah. We played one good team.
Good team, and we lost.
They're not even like, if you think about Croatia, though, they are sort of our level, really.
Yeah, they are. They always have been.
But they shouldn't be. No. We should be better than Croatia, shouldn't we?
Look, we played, was it Belgium in the group?
Yep.
Got beat. We played Croatia in the semis. Decent team, got beat.
We played Colombia, got took to penalties.
Yeah, and then played. Was it Belgium again?
Yeah.
In the third four play, got beat.
Pasted.
Solid team.
Why did we play ourselves? We fucking played ourselves, and I did it. You all did. We all did it. Like we fucking got through the group. We got beat by Belgium, and we should have seen the warning signs there. But instead, we were just like, "Nah, we're through. It's fine. It's just
coming home, boys. It's coming home."
Sweden are one of the best teams in the world, and we beat them 2-0, lads. It's coming home.
I was too busy not like dodging all the fucking pint glasses getting launched about.
Oh mate,
what some of that was.
Well, you knew the tournament how it was. Was it the first game? Was it Harry Kane last minute winner?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Tunisia,
yeah.
Tunisia, something like that. Just like,
I know, but
it's gonna go.
It got glossed over because we beat Panama 6-1.
Yeah.
Jesse Lingard fucking scored a screamer. It's like, yes, boys, it is. This is the year.
He's one person that's not fucking going to the Euros this year, I can tell you that.
Well, if he turns it round at West Ham.
No, he's still not going. No chance.
To be honest with you, I think that when it comes to like the right back position, we've got a fucking big enough job there as it is to choose a player. Because he'll love putting Trent in, but arguably he shouldn't be starting.
Trent doesn't start many of the friendlies or qualifiers.
No.
He tends to go with Trippier or Walker.
So he should.
Or Trippier and Walker.
They've got to be out of the mix for me now, both of those two. I think they've had the day. It's time to bring in the young lads. You've got to be talking James. Reece James has got to be.
Trips won't be going. Trips won't be going because of his suspension. He's not going to have played for a long time. There's no way he gets in the squad.
No.
Bukayo Saka I'd throw in me.
Yeah, I think Saka's had a decent season.
Yeah, Saka's been brilliant. I don't know where he plays, but he's been brilliant.
Yes,
you can fucking play anywhere. That's the thing.
I think that's an advantage for him.
Yeah.
I think he's that. He can play in that many positions as he's done with Arsenal. That's I'd say quite a good sort of like headache for Southgate.
Yeah.
He can fit him in, and then if there is lacking somewhere at left back, left wing, right wing, whatever, he can easily play any of those positions and probably do a job.
I think that probably speaks volumes for him, the fact that he's not had a concrete position and we're still putting him in the mix because he's played well.
Yeah. Full credit to the lad. He has done really, really well. He is just the reincarnation of John O'Shea, though, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%.
What a lad!
I keep bantering my Arsenal mate about that. He's like, "Oh, he plays in those positions." I was like, "So did John O'Shea." Yeah. Has Sacco not make Luis Figo? No.
Yeah. So did Phil Neville, but he had to leave United because he couldn't get a game.
Yeah.
Quality player. Great player.
Everton United legend. Listen, the one thing with England is it's not defence. The one thing that's going to ruin us is if Gareth Southgate doesn't fix up and start to appreciate the fact that we have got some of the best attacking talent in the world.
And goalkeeper.
You cannot play 5 at the back because then you are having to sacrifice a player from up the pitch. We can't do it. We can't do it. We need to have our front three the way it's been, and then we need to have at least two attacking players behind that as well. So whoever you're playing on the left and the right, Kane's going to start. We know Kane's going to start. We need to have Grealish, and we need to have, I mean, who'd you pick to play in behind? You could pick one of 3 or 4, couldn't you?
It'll be Rice. It'll be Declan Rice and Jordan Henderson.
Well, I'll tell you what, boys, I'm going to set you all. I'm going to set you all some homework. Next podcast, United, England starting 11 for the Euros.
I like that homework as well.
Yeah, I like it, boys. And I already know how difficult that's going to be.
Yeah.
Nah. I've got it in my head already.
Yeah, I'm going to spend all week with a whiteboard out and everything.
Yeah. You know what? I'll do 3 or 4 formations for you as well if you like.
I want different scenarios. I want when we're 0-0. I want when we're 1-0 down.
Us against Montenegro. Us against Brazil.
Croatia.
Yeah. Here's how I'd line up against Panama.
11 strikers on the pitch.
Yeah.
No goalie.
I just changed
certainly
the manager.
No Pickford.
Do you think that there's ever been a time where that's happened? Where they've just said, do you know what, fuck it. Just put 11 strikers on the pitch.
Didn't City do it a few years ago? Didn't they play like fucking 6-7 attackers once?
Yeah. Like, just throw on all your strikers just for a game.
I remember them putting David James up front.
Shit,
That was Stuart Pearce. That was Stuart Pearce that did that. What a legend!
Trying to throw off the opposition, wasn't he?
He took off a midfielder, brought on Nicky Weaver, and then put David James up front.
Nicky Weaver, what a keeper he was! Wasn't he in net when they beat Gillingham? I'm sure he was.
I think he was, yeah. Yeah, I think he was. When Dickoff scored the final penalty.
How it all could have been so different.
Oh, imagine. We could be looking at Gillingham winning the league instead of City.
Could you imagine Gillingham? We're talking about Gillingham being top of the league. Gillingham won 9 games in a month. Outstanding they are. I changed a manager for England, and I'm going to use that to segue into someone who is definitely going to get the sack at the end of the season, I reckon. Jose Mourinho.
He's gone, isn't he? He's fucked it.
He's gone.
He's Jose'd. He's done a Jose. Simple.
And I've saved this rant for this, and because it's transfer deadline day, it's come to the fore again. Dele Alli, what is going on? Let him leave. Let him leave. He's had an opportunity there to go to PSG. He's not playing games for Spurs. You're not even putting him in the squad half the time. I don't know what the issue is, but it's a grudge. It's a personal issue. And Mourinho does this in every single job that he's ever had, stretching back to... Do you remember when he came to Chelsea originally and he fucked off Jimmy Floyd? He was like, nah, I don't want you anymore. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, only one of the most prolific strikers ever in the Premier League. Got a golden boot in 2000, I think. Like, just quality, absolutely quality. He used to bang in goals every single season. Comes in, no, you're not good enough. He just does it. He picks one player for every club he goes to and just decides, you're the one. I'm going to make you the scapegoat, and everything that goes wrong, it's not my fault, it's your fault. And now he's doing it to Dele Alli. Well, say Dele Alli, he's doing it to fucking everyone at Spurs at the moment. But I just think it's so unfair that despite him getting paid hundreds of thousands every week and month, the guy's a human being and he's not playing football, and he's not even in his mid-20s yet, I think. He's still young, Dele Alli, and you're literally ruining his career. You're ruining his career. What are you doing? I just think it's completely and utterly out of order. I really do. There's no need for it. There's just no need for it whatsoever. Let him go out on loan.
Yeah. Like sorry, excuse me. Like we were talking about with Chelsea the other day, where we weren't surprised with that sacking, and Josh, excited for your mate who's a Chelsea fan to jump on one time. And
this week, I'm gonna catch him this week and try and get his comments.
Very excited to hear an actual Chelsea fan's comment, because obviously way from the outside we don't know. But what we do know, us four in particular, is Jose Mourinho and what he does to a club and what he does to players at that club. So it comes to no surprise in the slightest that he has alienated a talent like Dele Alli. Yes, he's not been the same as he was his first season and a half. Has he been mismanaged? Potentially. Is he not asked? Also potentially. In that case, you're not playing him. Get rid of him. He's come out today with that excuse of, I can't let him go now because I ain't got time to replace him. Replace what? You're not using him.
Yeah.
For me, the one thing that I'm confused by with Jose was he said, this was when he went to United, wasn't it? I got one piece of advice from Sir Alex Ferguson, sign Dele Alli.
Yeah.
And he's now got him at his current club and he's not using him. Like, you've got the best manager of all time urging you to sign this player. You don't pass up that advice like it's nothing. You listen to it. Play him week in, week out. When he was playing week in, week out for Pochettino, he was one of the best players in the world. Certainly one of the best in the Premier League.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then you throw him in and you expect him to perform. It's like Bale. I feel sorry for Bale. Yes, he's not as good as he was. He struggled with injuries. He struggled for playing time for a long time. But you cannot fucking expect him to come in out of the fucking cold, every odd game and perform. He needs a run of fucking games. And so to put him on against Brighton yesterday and then hook him off after 60 minutes, I'm sorry he didn't produce a fucking overhead kick for you and win the game when he's not been playing regularly for years. It's just total player mismanagement for me. I don't know what's happened. This is Jose Mourinho. He's won so much across his career, and now all of a sudden, the past 5-6 seasons, he's just fallen off a cliff with his methods. It's like he's a dinosaur.
He's old-fashioned. His methods now are old-fashioned. They've been outdated. They were outdated when he came to United. You get one good season from Jose. If it's not a season, you get one good calendar year. It's no surprise that Jose's been there a calendar year now, and the wheels are starting to fall off. You get 1 year with him, and that's it. And that's why when Fergie left, that first season, he was the perfect manager. One season, settle the ship, win another title, then bring Moyes in. We would have been in such a different position if it had gone that way, rather than going through 2 different managers before we got to Jose.
Yeah. Well, where does he go next? I can't
probably back to Spain.
I think he should just go over to America or something now,
I think he'll end up being the Portugal manager at some point.
Let's be honest. There's going to be a lot of clubs that still want him because of who he is. Just like I still think there's a lot of clubs that would still want Arsene Wenger because he's Arsene Wenger. Like he's still Wenger's probably still got a lot to give to the game. He's definitely got some knowledge, but he's with FIFA now, isn't he? He's probably quite happy putting that knowledge into trying to get kick-ins in the game rather than throw-ins, but less of that.
I think even with Wenger, if you look at his legacy that he's left at Arsenal Football Club, people tend to forget about his last couple of seasons where things were starting to go badly for him because he just had that longevity of such a good spell and success. So he got out at the right time, I think. Yeah. He knew it was going bad. Get out, stay out. I think that's where he's made the right.
Yeah, him and Fergie did it right. Wenger probably stayed 2 or 3 years past his welcome. Yeah. But when you've been there for 15, 16 years, if not longer, you don't want to leave. That is home, isn't it? Like he probably had his family in London. He's an absolute legend. Fergie left, A, because of his wife, B, probably because he realised this was the end for his run at Man United. He got out at the perfect time, so it didn't ruin his legacy. Wenger's legacy was ruined a little bit, but he's still the second greatest manager this league's ever seen.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's just it was a shame of Wenger because the fans start to turn against him. And once the fans start to turn against you, I mean, it never happened like that for Fergie. The fans never turned against him because he reinvented over and over again. I hate to say it, but Arsenal just never had the tools that we did. So to think that he came in the mid-90s and changed the culture at the club, changed the way they train, changed the way they eat, just changed everything, and had as much success as he did against a powerhouse like us who had all the resources at the time. Incredible what he did. Incredible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I think I often wonder because I always remember that when Pep Guardiola left Barcelona and he kind of basically said he wanted the United job. So he went on the sabbatical, didn't he? And then he was expecting Fergie to announce his retirement after... He was expecting Fergie to announce his retirement after he won the league that year. But he didn't. So he stayed on for a few more months. And then Guardiola went to Bayern. But imagine if he had announced his retirement that summer and Guardiola were come into United direct from fucking his sabbatical, and it was Guardiola that took over. Do you reckon that Guardiola would have ended up as regarded as he is now? Or do you think that United squad that was definitely on its way out would have ended him? Because Guardiola's inherited teams. Fair enough, he's built this City team to where they are, but they've spent hundreds of millions of pounds on them.
I think Chelsea managers are proving that to be a lot more difficult than we think.
Yeah.
I think we all can say that about Pep, because I've certainly said it in the past where, yes, he takes the best teams and he has all the money, but so did Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
So did Jose twice at Chelsea. So has fucking every manager in the world at Chelsea. And you can't, even Mancini at City, for God's sake, won a title and then lost his job because it wasn't good enough. So it takes a high level of manager. But yeah, Dale, I want to hear your thoughts on Jose. I'm interested. What you feeling on him?
I think it's a difficult one, to be honest. Has he lost the dressing room again with his sort of these things with Dele Alli, with Bale, or is the fact that, I think I said this the other day, that the league's now balancing itself out, and this is how good Spurs are at the moment.
Yeah.
They had the brilliant start at the start of the season, but we all know the results. Certain results were just absolutely ridiculous. And Spurs were going to win the title in November, December. But I mean, I just watching them for the last few games at the weekend and against Liverpool, they are lacking something. Obviously, the injury to Harry Kane now is not going to help that. I think Son will now be playing sort of out of position as well. And like I say, when you bring in Gareth Bale, like I say, because he's not really had that run of games, is he rusty? Does he need a few games to get going? So I think it's a mixture of things. That along with, obviously, we all know what he's like with individual players, and sometimes these sort of things work. They did work at Chelsea first time around. They worked at Madrid, Inter Milan. It has worked in the past, but then it also, on the flip side, it hasn't with other clubs as well. So I think it's just Jose being Jose, but
yeah,
it's what do the Spurs board expect this season now from him? I mean, he spent a bit of money this summer, but he has got a few loans in, like the Bale one, and is it the Reguilon?
Yeah,
left back. But I bet they're costing a fortune.
The Reguilon was a signing, but there's that 25 mil buyback, isn't there? So it's an effectively and it's a loan with extra steps in it.
Yeah.
If the board want him to get top 4, top 6, and he does that, then will they keep him on next season? There's every chance he will. But